Yes, sorry, Anna, before you begin, let me just say that what you're going to read is from this book here. It's a very beautiful collection, and it has a long introduction from Naomi Klein, which gives a lot of background to what's happened, and I highly recommend it. So, thank you. And yeah, Anna's going to read the section.
The lawyers assured me that my appeal against this imprisonment on remand would be heard by a civilian judge. At last, I would appear in front of the judiciary for which we were imprisoned and tortured for defending its position and prestige and independent authority. All I could think about was getting out, in time to be there at the birth of my first child, Khaled. Our doctor had advised an early C-section was best for Manal's health. So, with the renewal of my detention, we were taking a risk postponing the birth, hoping I could be there. And Khaled was acting in solidarity, went on strike, wouldn't come out after 9 months, holding out for our final hope, the appeal in front of the civilian judge. Our hopes were high because there was no reason to keep me imprisoned. I'm innocent until proven guilty. I returned from abroad to appear at my summons, so I'm no flight risk. The charges against me are clearly fabricated. The investigation is not serious, and the testimonies of the false witnesses don't match up. We put our own evidence forward, and witnesses who would prove I was not even at Maspero at the time of the massacre. The truth was evident. Khaled did his bit and waited for the judge. The lawyers made their arguments. Manal asked the judge for me to be released on bail to be with her at the birth. But I knew from the look that my regular judge gave me that he would bring me no justice. My morale collapsed completely. I was drowning in fear and worry for Khaled and his mother. For the first time, I felt sorry for myself. My imprisonment had become absurd, and my mind, my heart couldn't bear absurdity. Well, I understand being jailed by a state security prosecutor, but a civil judge? Where's our enmity? And what will happen now? Will I become one of the thousands of miserable creatures in Torah prison, waiting for months, years sometimes, for judgments that never come, from judges for whom the law declares us innocent until proven guilty, for whom the Constitution decrees that our freedoms and rights must not be infringed on without court sentencing? And yet, will our imprisonment continue? Our cases never end, forgotten by the world outside the prison walls. Everyone in the prison is pale and miserable, even the cats. Their movements slow, their eyes spent and broken. I fell asleep convinced of my fate. 6 months at least before my case will be heard, then months more of postponements before being found innocent. How would I bear it? Then came Khaled. The next day I got a message saying him and Manal were healthy and well, and a photo. Love at first sight, love at first photograph. The prison and its walls and its cats all vanished. Everything vanished except my love for Khaled and my joy at his arrival. I slept content. On his third day, Khaled visited me. It was a surprise. I assumed the doctor wouldn't let him visit for at least a week. Khaled was with me for half an hour. I held him in my arms for 10 minutes. My God, how come he's so beautiful. Love at first touch. In half an hour, he gave me joy enough to fill the prison for a week. And in half an hour, I gave him love I hoped would surround him for a week. In half an hour, I changed, and the universe changed around me. Now I understand why I'm in prison. They want to deprive me of joy. Now I understand why I will resist. Prison will not stop my love. My happiness is resistance. Holding Khaled is continuing the struggle.